Hello, full time. Huddersfield 1, Arsenal 2. Not a great game to watch, I'll be honest with you, but we got the 3 points at least. What can I say? As soon as everyone started talking about how Huddersfield have such a terrible goal-scoring record, how it had been 10 hours since they scored a goal or something absurd like that, it became absolutely inevitable they would get one against us eventually. Thankfully, it only came in stoppage time and gave us a bit of a late scare rather than ever really putting us on the ropes. It's a funny game to break down this because my sort of instant reaction is, Huddersfield had a lot of the ball but didn't have too many chances. We played with three centre-halves. We basically said, look, you're not going to play through us, you're not going to create. They're not really good enough to do that. It's been their problem all season. And that was kind of how it played out. I thought Lauren Koscielny was very good at the back. I think where we struggled is that they really pressed high. They worked incredibly hard. They seemed energised by the new manager. And we struggled to control that area in front of the back four. I thought Guendouzi and Torreira were okay individually, but I thought they had a difficult afternoon as a unit, and that's probably why we saw El Neni come on. I think a lot of that is to do with the wing-backs. I think Kolasinac, particularly Maitland-Niles, very sloppy in possession. Mustafi sloppy in possession on that side too. That meant that often Guendouzi and Torreira had to split and cover the wing-backs, because I just think the wing-backs weren't really good enough defensively in this game. Maitland-Niles, what a strange player he is. I mean, really good play from him in the second goal, the cross for Lacazette. Had some really good positive moments going forward. He drives inside more often than outside, probably due to his time playing centrally. But then so do a lot of good fullbacks or wing-backs. Think of Kyle Walker at Man City. But he has such sloppy moments where he's just almost not thinking. He just passes the ball into empty space, away from his teammates. He switches off. A long way to go if he's going to be a Premier League player. I mean, and I'm not saying he won't. He's at an age where he should improve, but he's got to do it. He's got to knuckle down. He's got to focus for 90 minutes, particularly if you're playing in the defensive third of the field. Anyway, despite the fact that we didn't really control the midfield, we did have chances in the break, and I was pleased to see Henrik Mkhitaryan and Alex Iwobi reunited. I haven't always been Mkhitaryan's biggest fan, but I thought we saw in this game a little bit of what we've been missing with him. I thought it took some of the creative burden off Iwobi. They both did well, I thought, playing in their wing-backs. And ultimately, Emery will feel, look, I chose the wing-backs for their overlapping potential, and we scored 2 goals created by wing-backs. Kolasinac with one cross, Maitland-Niles with another. Iwobi's deflected strike on the first goal. Lacazette with a tap-in on the second, although he did look like he might be offside to me. I don't know. That said, Iwobi scored one which wasn't necessarily clearly offside, so, these things happen. But in the second half, we really, a bit like at Man City, I thought we really sort of stepped off the gas. We didn't really control the game as I thought we would. I thought Huddersfield would tire, and we'd managed to dictate the tempo. It wasn't the case. It's difficult to decipher if Emery was kind of deliberately setting us up to play on the counter and let Huddersfield have the ball, or if he wanted us to be more in control. Judging by how animated he was on the touchline, I don't think everything was going absolutely to plan. But the final thing to say is that we played today with a huge amount of first-team players missing. People will talk about Mesut Ozil being ill, but realistically, I don't think Ozil gets on the pitch today under Emery. But you are looking at Ramsey, Xhaka, Aubameyang, and then the big absentees we know about, Bellerin, Holding, Socrates. These guys would possibly all be starting, and we overcame that and won in spite of those absentees. So I think, look, we'll be pleased with the 3 points. It's not a convincing performance, but we're in a series of games now that we need to win, and fortunately we've started doing that. I'll leave it there. Our next game is on Valentine's Day, so I'll speak to you then. Bye-bye.